Because I'll take that. Yeah. That's why we no longer have a city seal, we just have that.
Yes.
Where's on your field? Yes. We have any council online? Yes.
We do have council in Hurst with you.
I see, yeah.
I do not see any additional council.
All right.
Is the microphone on?
It's just not right. Gentlemen, I hate to interrupt you, but are you ready to go?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
She said gentlemen, so she must have been looking at you.
I didn't want to interrupt you. All right. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the Board of Zoning Appeals for December 16th, 2024. We are hybrid today, so we will begin with the reading of the preamble.
Okay. Morning, everyone. My name is Liz Kukla. I'm the Secretary of the Board of Zoning Appeals. I'm going to read the preamble for you this Monday, December 16th, 2024. In compliance with notification requirements of the city's open meeting law and section 101.021 of the codified ordinances of Cleveland, Ohio, 1976, notice of this meeting has been publicly posted. All boards and commissions under purview of the Planning Department conducts its meetings according to Robert's Rules of Order. Actions during the meeting will be taken by voice vote. Abstentions from any vote due to a conflict of interest should be stated for the record prior to the taking of any vote. In order to ensure that everyone participating in the meeting have the opportunity to be heard, we ask that you use the raise hand feature before asking a question or making a comment. The raise hand feature can be found in the participants panel on the desktop and mobile version and activated by clicking the hand icon. Please wait for the chair or facilitator to recognize you and be sure to select unmute and announce yourself before you speak. When finished speaking, please lower your hand by clicking on the raise hand icon again and mute your microphone. We will also be utilizing the chat feature to communicate with participants. The chat feature can be activated by clicking the chat button located on the bottom of the WebEx screen. Please note that calling users can unmute by using *6. All meeting activity is being recorded via the WebEx platform. These proceedings are also being live streamed via YouTube for public view. We've provided a link to the meeting for those who wish to speak on a particular case via our website and email. All requests to speak on a particular matter have been considered. We will also receive emails from those who have provided written comment on a particular matter. Back to you, Madam Chair.
Thank you. Would you like to call the roll?
Sure.
Since we have all of our beautiful faces here today.
Ms. Roca.
Present.
Ms. Wilson.
Present.
Mr. Madison.
Present.
Ms. Holzer.
Present.
Ms. Bate.
I am here.
Madam Chair, we have a quorum of 5 members this morning.
Fabulous. All right, what do we have for withdrawals and postponements?
We do have one, actually, we have 2 requests for postponement. The first one is calendar number 24-172. This one has technically been previously postponed, however, we should still announce it for the record. It's calendar number 172 regarding 2033 Clover Avenue. Clover Court Ltd. proposed to construct 24 apartment units in a B1 2-family residential zoning district. The city has requested a postponement to allow for the time for the appellant to complete the design review process. And the new hearing date is January 27th.
Okay, perfect.
For the record, notices have already gone out to the neighbors and the owner.
Beautiful.
So the other postponement is calendar number 24-209 at 2219 Broadview Road. Would you like to make a comment to the board members this morning, or should I just?
If you can, that'd be great.
Sure, you can come to the table if you'd like to make a comment.
We talked on the phone.
We did.
I'm Chris.
Steve, fine, but
Nice to meet you.
Now to the appellant, if you want to give testimony, we should have you sworn in and we should do the whole case process. But if you're just requesting a postponement and you wanted to say 1 or 2 things, then that would be fine. But if you're going to talk about the merits of the case, we'll need to have you sworn in and everything.
Oh, then, okay, so, project protocol.
Okay. And you can state the reason why to the board, please.
State your name for us, please.
David Pines,
Okay, and what is your role in the project?
executive director.
Okay,
So we have a small community organization in Old Brooklyn. We actually requested a zoning variance. The zoning variance really isn't working for what we're requesting, so we're gonna request 30 days to do some research and see if we can get a different zoning variance.
okay, all right. Are you working with city planning then?
Yes.
Okay, super. And I imagine you're in the loop on this?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, super. Great. All right. And you just think you need 30 days?
Is there a longer amount of time?
Yeah.
Yeah,
What do you think you need?
maybe 60 days?
60 days? All right. Ms. Kugel?
So Madam Chair, I think February 24th would be the best.
All right. Is that good for you?
That's it.
How about you?
Wonderful.
Wonderful. All right. Excellent. Great. Is that it?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. See you next time. All right. Calendar number 24-209 is postponed to February 24th of 2025. Okay.
Excuse me, Madam Chair.
Yes.
To Ms. Kukla, I actually also heard from the applicant for calendar number 24163 at 2202 East 80th Street. Did you receive any notification? They mentioned to me that they were wanting to withdraw. I do see Councilman Blaine Griffin just joined online as well.
All right.
So I don't seem to have any correspondence yet. Did you say that you?
I received an email from the applicant stating that they wanted to withdraw. But we could ask if they're online. Or let Grant at least the name.
We have Councilman Griffin online
Correct.
as well. Okay, do we have an appellant for calendar number 24-163 online? All right. Councilman Griffin, did you have a statement? Do you know anything about the withdrawal of this case?
No, since you've given them instructions, Madam Chair, and to submit a business plan and meet with the community, I have not heard from them, so I was prepared to contest today. So
Okay,
I accept the withdrawal.
all right, just a moment. Yes, sir.
I was actually here to speak on that.
You were here, but you are not the appellant.
I am not.
Yeah, right. Okay. All right. Councilman, it appears we do not have an appellant.
If we can remind the board members, I'm not sure if I saw somebody on the phone here. If you're on the phone, please use *6 to unmute yourself.
We haven't had to remind people of that recently so much, so if you're on the phone, hit *6 to unmute yourself. We're looking for an appellant for calendar number 24-163.
And Madam Chair, we did receive a business plan from the appellant. I think one of the requests
Right,
was also for him to meet with the council person.
correct,
So,
right,
but we did receive that business plan.
okay, all right. Councilman, did the appellant reach out to you at all to meet?
No, and I checked with my staff and my team, and nobody has heard. So we have
Okay. All right. All right. Well, we have not heard, no one has stepped up as an appellant for this. So I think we're reach out at some point. But we'll go on Mr. Bay's information that the appellant has asked to withdraw that.
And if we can have Mr. Bay send us that email.
Right.
Thank you, Mr. Bay.
Okay. All right. Councilman, it looks like that case is withdrawn. So good to see you. Have a good holiday.
Likewise to you and the team.
Thank you. Thank you, sir, for coming in. All right. Calendar number 24-163 is based on correspondence to city planning. The appellant has asked for that case to be withdrawn. So we'll not be hearing calendar number 24-163 today. Okay. Anything else, Mr. Bay?
No, Madam Chair.
Okay. Any other council?
I do not see any other council members online.
Okay. Super. Then we'll proceed with 24207. Well, we'll proceed with Mr. Manson.
Thank you, Madam Chair. We're a little bit into today's session, but want to just kind of remind everyone just the order of the hearing and the rules of the hearing for today. The description of the case will be read into the record. Any person wishing to speak will be sworn in, followed by a history of the property, which will be read into the record, as well as a legal standard, which will be read into the record as well. At that time, any member of the project team will be able to present their proposal, followed by questions from board members. Those in favor of the project will have the opportunity to speak. Those opposed will also have the opportunity to share a few words. The secretary will read any written correspondence, followed by recommendations from City Planning Commission, and also any comments by council members. At that time, a project team member may respond to any questions or discussion from any parties. And board members may ask any additional questions, followed by a motion and a roll call vote by the secretary. Again, this is just a reminder that please speak clearly for the record for a court reporter. Do not speak unless recognized by the chair. And if you're online, please raise your hand to be recognized. All conversations must be directed through the chair. This isn't a back and forth conversation between two parties. Hold your comments until the speaker is done speaking. And at the request of the chair, we may implement a 2-minute time frame just in order to keep the conversations moving today. With that, back to you, Madam Chair.
Thank you. Well done.
Thanks.
Mr. Klein, did you have something else?
No,
Okay, you're just gonna sit in with us?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Just wanted to make sure.
thank you.
All right. All right, so anyone in the room for calendar number 24-207?
Yeah.
All right, sir, you can step forward.
Singleton.
Okay, we'll get him too. All right, have a seat. Get yourself coffee. All right. All right, go ahead.
Our first case is calendar number 24-207. This is at 16814 East Park Drive. Charles Evlatkovich, I apologize if I butchered the name. Owner proposes to erect a 2-story bedroom and attached garage addition to an existing single-family residence. The owner appeals for relief from the strict application of the Cleveland Codified Ordinances stated in the agenda and the public record, of which there are 2. And with that, I will hand it over to Ms. Wilson for the oath.
Thank you, Ms. Holmes. I'll go ahead and swear in all who are present for this matter. I'll start with you. You swear or affirm that the testimony you are about to give is the whole truth and nothing but the truth. You will raise your right hand, reply with I do, state your name, spell your name, and give your address.
I do, Charles Evlatkovich. CHARLES. Language ATLAGOVIC.
Okay, and your address.
15911 Drinker Road, Vermillion Farm.
Okay, thank you so much. All right, I understand, Mr. Singleton, you're here to give testimony in this matter. Would you go ahead and swear in, please? I can see that you're off mute, but I can't hear you if you say anything. No, we can't hear you. Now you're back on mute, so we really can't hear you.
Through the chair, I see Calvin Singleton, and he does look like he's trying to speak. It could be that through the chair of Mr. Singleton, you may need to disconnect and reconnect from the meeting that might troubleshooting. We still cannot hear you. I see your lips moving, but we cannot hear any audio coming through.
All right, why don't you, can you coach him through disconnecting and reconnecting? Meanwhile, we'll read history of the property.
Yes, I think that.
How's that? All right, we'll go to history of the property.
Thank you, Madam Chair. There's been no change in the zoning since 1929. In our Records Administration Office, we found that in December of 1940, a permit was issued to erect a dwelling with a garage attached. There are no variances on file, and in the more recent history, we found in October of 2023, rental registration was issued. So February of this year, flood safe certificate renewal was Exemption was granted, is the status for that. And then we see also in November of this year, vacant building registration was applied for, it was approved, and it also states that it's active. And that's all that I have that's relevant. Thank you, Madam Chair.
Okay, super. All right, do we have anyone from legal?
So I think she's on line.
Madam Chair, I do not see Mary Cornelli online at the moment. I have not heard any, otherwise I've not heard from law.
Okay,
I'm
want to
happy to
read?
it. Sure.
Thank you.
Madam Chair, members of the board, the appellant is requesting an area variance from the garage requirements of the zoning code. To obtain the area variance, the appellant must prove that denying the request will create a practical difficulty not generally shared by other land or buildings in the same district, will deprive the appellant of substantial property rights, and that granting the variance will not be contrary to the purpose and intent of the zoning code.
Thank you. How are we doing with Mr. Singleton?
Let's see. I see that Mr. Singleton is still unmuted. His lips are moving, but I still don't read any audio coming through.
All right.
Can
through
you
the
hear me
chair-
now?
There we go, yep. You made it.
Now you
Mr.
can hear me?
Singleton, welcome to the party.
Yes, we can hear you.
Thank you. I apologize. I
It's
have
okay,
four
we're gonna
different
swear you,
checkoffs.
yeah, we're gonna go ahead and swear you in now.
Okay.
All right, do you swear or affirm that the testimony you are about to give is the whole truth and nothing but the truth? You raise your right
Yes.
hand, reply, I do, state your name, spell your name, and give your address.
I do. Calvin M. Singleton Jr., CALVIN M SINGLETON Jr., JR.
Okay, and give your address, please.
13426 Cedar Road, Cleveland Heights, Ohio, zip 44118.
Okay, thank you very much. Anyone else online for this matter?
Yes, this is Ariel Washington, neighborhood planner, 601 Lakeside Avenue.
And do you swear or affirm that you are about to tell the truth?
Yes, I do.
Okay, thank you so much. Anyone else online wishing to speak in this matter? All right, hearing none, back to you, Madam
All
Chair.
right, great. All right, are you or Mr. Singleton going to be your spokesperson for this?
Mr. Singleton.
Mr. Singleton, I suspected that you might be. All right, Mr. Singleton.
Yes.
Tell us your role in this project and what you're seeking to do with regard to the variance that you're seeking.
I am the design architect for the project. What we're seeking to do is to maintain the, if you look at the photo on the upper left side that was shown, we're seeking to maintain that same setback, so we're not encroaching further. But the existing setback is at 15 feet plus or minus. We're looking to maintain that. The portion of the house that is remaining also happens to be within that same 18-foot setback requirement, but I do realize that the requirement is for the garage itself. So in this case, we're putting a garage back in the same location. The other difference is that we are adding a second floor bedroom above that.
Okay,
And
so essentially the footprint is not changing, we're just going vertical. And
we are going vertical, and we are expanding, and we're making it a 2-car garage. So it's not a single car garage anymore. It will be a 2-car. So we are going wider,
Okay.
approximately 5 feet wider.
Okay, all right, great. City planning approval is required for this? Have you been through city planning?
We have submitted. As far as I know, they said that until they get the approval through the Board of Zoning Appeals, they wouldn't proceed further if, I think that's how I understood it.
Sure, okay,
Rodney Wells was doing the plan review.
all right, super,
Excuse me, Madam Chair.
yes,
To that point, Ariel Washington can speak to this. This type of approval would be administrative through staff,
right,
and so Ariel Washington and myself would take care of any internal design.
perfect. I was going to go to Ms. Washington next, and you buzzed in, so excellent for you. All right,
But I'll allow her to speak in here.
all right. Ms. Washington, go ahead and give us your statement.
The same that Mr. Bay said. I haven't seen this yet. It hasn't come across from Building and Housing. But when we see that, we'll do our approvals once we review it. It does not have to go to design review. So that may be the reason why I have not seen this or spoken with
Super.
the appellant yet. Thank you.
Okay, all right, great. Well, so the only variance really is for the 15 feet, and that is the existing footprint. Do you have anything else to add, sir? No. Okay, Mr. Bay, anything else?
No, Madam Chair, just that, we recommend approval. It's existing context. They're only going up. Expansion doesn't seem like it would interfere too much with the existing context on the screen.
Okay, super. All right, any questions, board? Hearing none, I'll entertain a motion.
Madam Chair, based on the testimony we've heard today, I move that we approve calendar number 24-207.
Thank you, Ms. Roca. Second, please.
Second.
Ms. Wilson, seconds. Ms. Kukla, if you'll call the vote.
Mr. Madison,
Yes.
Ms. Holzer.
Yes.
Ms. Wilson,
Yes.
Ms. Rumpa.
Yes.
Ms. Spade.
Yes.
Calendar number 24-207 is granted. It'll be ratified on January 6th. When we return, we will send the appellant a letter. Please feel free to contact our office that following Wednesday after January 6th for further instructions.
Good on that? All right, excellent, easy
What I
peasy.
want.
Yeah,
Thank you.
Thank you.
thank you, Mr. Singleton. Glad we got you connected.
Likewise. Have
Yeah.
a wonderful day. Have a good holiday.
You as well. Thank you, sir.
Well done.
All right,
All right, thank you, very good holiday.
moving on.
Our next case is calendar number 24-141. This is at 146 One Point Road. Trisha Zach, owner, proposes to establish use as a residential facility for 5 occupants in a D12 family residential district. The owner appeals for relief from strict application of the Cleveland Codified Ordinances as stated in the agenda and the public record, of which there are 2. This case was postponed from September 16 at the request of the appellant due to unforeseen circumstances. No testimony was taken at that time. A second postponement was made at the request of the board to allow time for the appellant to submit a business plan, floor plan to show space planning, and to meet with the city planner, councilman, and to hold a public meeting. And that postponement was made from on October 14th. With that, I will hand it over to Ms. Wilson for review.
All right, thank you, Ms. Holzer. Is there anyone present in the room for this case? All right, see that we have someone present online. I'll go ahead and swear you in. Do you swear or affirm the testimony you are about to give is the truth and the whole truth? Excuse me, is the whole truth and nothing but the truth? Please raise your right hand, reply what I do. State your name, spell your name, and give your address.
Raymond Durant. Raymond Durant, RAYMOND DURANT, and I do.
Okay, and get your address, please.
I'm sorry, can you repeat that?
Your address, state your address, please.
21. My home address is 2171 South Cleveland Massillon Road. It's Akron, Ohio. That's my home address. Yes.
Okay, thank you. Is there anyone else online wishing to speak in this matter? All right, hearing none, back to you, Madam Chair.
Mr. Durant, are you speaking on behalf of the appellant?
Yeah, I'm currently the one that's trying to run the Resilient Ones adult care business out of the home.
You're the property owner?
Yes.
Okay. Liz, do we have any correspondence about that?
Looking for it right now. I do not see it. I do not see any document.
I can share my screen. Like I said, I have the PowerPoint that I sent, and the business plan as well. I think I sent it last on the 11th.
Do we have that, Mr. Bay?
I do, it did not make it into the presentation, but, I do see that I did get the email from the applicant, including the presentation.
Okay.
Yeah, because they asked for follow up, and I'm pretty sure I sent over.
Okay. It appears your PowerPoint didn't make it into the presentation.
I can share my screen, or I can try and resend it to Mr. Begg and now, I guess.
Mr. Bay, your preference?
I can pull it up right now, I already had it.
All right, he has it. He's just gonna pull it up.
Perfect.
Thanks. Ms. Kukla, while we're doing that, do you have any correspondence on this?
I do not see any new correspondence.
All right. Is there anything that you need to, that we should read into the record that you, disperse to the board?
I'm not sure if all board members were here. We do not have any documentation other than the business plan, the PowerPoint that was.
Okay,
so that's-
all right. Okay, and nothing for the record from the council person?
Just the old letter, and I think he was asking for time to meet and go over the plan.
Okay. All right, Mr. Durant, have you had an opportunity to meet with the council person?
I have spoke to his staff. I forgot her name, but I spoke with her a few times, just to introduce myself and, some of the things I would like to do. And then I have also reached out to the community. I've had a few open houses where I essentially just, put a date and put a time on everyone's door just to come through and see necessarily what I'm doing, because it is a community, related thing, and just to give them that, that transparency. And then also I would like to have monthly meetings on any things that may be going wrong and that can get addressed on our end, because it's it's a community thing.
Yeah. It looks like you fulfilled a lot of the requirements with the exception of meeting with the council person.
Yeah, I've left a lot of messages, sent emails. Like I said, I just haven't spoke with the councilman, but I did speak with his staff.
Okay, all right.
Madam Chair, excuse me.
Yeah.
I have also received an email from the councilman Harrison, mentioning that he holds, at this time, he holds objection to this group home, and he did mention that his staff has spoken with you.
Okay. Say why?
No, there's not much detail in this email.
But there hasn't been a meeting.
Correct.
Okay, all right. All right, Mr. Rand, the things that we asked you to do, you wanna walk us through that real quickly?
Yes, absolutely. Let's see, we can go ahead and
We've heard
page
this.
down. Okay.
Ms. Kukla, is there anything, sorry, Mr. Durant, just a moment.
Oh, no, sorry.
Ms. Kukla, is there anything else we need to add to the history?
No, nothing has changed. I can read it again, and I think the board members would like.
Okay,
There are no
Do you like
variances.
ladies?
I think just legal.
well, we've heard the case before.
I don't think we did not take testimony. Since we didn't.
All right.
take testimony.
All right. Go ahead and read the history again.
I can have that.
I'm not sure that that's accurate since we had. all
I
these
think we
other-
did hear testimony on the 14th. We didn't hear testimony on in September.
Right. Because we wouldn't have asked for all these things had we not heard testimony.
All right, we've done it, we've done it.
We've done it. And there's the legal stand. Liz, you wanna go ahead and read that for everyone?
Sure. Madam Chair, members of the board, appellant is requesting an area variance from the minimum distance requirements in the zoning code. To obtain the area variance, appellant must prove that denying the request will create a practical difficulty not generally shared by other land or buildings in the same district, will deprive the appellant of substantial property rights, and that granting the variance will not be contrary to the purpose and intent of the zoning code. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, all right, Mr. Durant. Now that we've crossed our Ts and dotted our Is, we'll go ahead and let you proceed with telling us what you've done since we last talked to you.
All right. Just going through, you can go ahead and slide to the next slide. Each room that I look to have for each client or that I have, each one will have one bedroom. There won't be any double bedrooms or more than two people in one room. By state law, you must have a TV, dresser. Well, you don't have to have a TV, but I'll be adding a television, dresser, mirror, have your wall art, and their own personal space to enable them to be great. First, this is the first bedroom. Got the closet to the left. It's 4 by 2 feet, and the bedroom is 12 by 9. Each bedroom comes with sheets, winter sheets, summer sheets, and different types of variations of the bedding that you need. And it also comes with a comforter. Each bed does have a comforter on top. You can go to the next slide. Bedroom 2, same variation, 12 by 9 closet. Again, with just the bedding in there. I haven't put everything in there just based on getting this approval, but I wanted to show kind of what the rooms would look like. And this is the third bedroom. Bigger bedrooms, I will put a full size bed in those as long as it fits, and as long with the closet size. This is the bathroom, hallway, and the dining room. My son in that picture, it was later at night, sorry. But as you can see, if you go back to the kitchen, you see that you got 3 baskets. I'm sorry, not the kitchen, the living room, dining room. My apologies. You got the 3 baskets there. That's like basically the kitchen table. The goal is for each associate to have a different color to help standardize what I do, whether they're plates, bowls, and everything is standardized to that day. Also, the way that the business is developed in the standardized work. We want to give our clients the care that they need, whether it's making sure that they're bathed, cleaning, they're dressing correctly. Per the standardized work, each day will be a particular color, so we're able to get in that client's room, see how they're living, just to give them that that one-on-one time. So each day that I do have a worker there or myself will be tailored towards that person's color and that time, and that gives them much more visibility on what's going on, and then also the documentation, right? The weekly documentation that must be done must be very clear and concise about where this client is going. From the amount of years that I've been in this business and seeing it's more so the follow-up and feedback on those weekly report outs, getting back to your where the client is necessarily the agency that that client is at. So it's much more easier to say, hey, this we need help working with this, let's get them in the classes. And I think that's I've done that I've started that process the last 2 years, and it's worked out tremendously.
All right, excellent.
probably one of the better things. I hire mostly registered nurses. One thing that I found is lots of times when you have a client coming from an agency, they may overcompensate on a lot of their medicine. So I do have medical staff to also look at that medicine to, either ask questions because, it's very easy to get lost between the state, the city, and the provider, as I've been seeing. So I'm just finding ways to bridge that.
Great. Tell us again what your staffing is going to be.
I have a 7 a.m. to 11 and then a 3 to 7 p.m. And then really the overall goal is what I would like to do, my family has done this for, like I said, 20 years. I keep saying it, but then we kind of kept it within the family. Something that I would like to do is provide an opportunity for someone in each neighborhood that I plan on doing this in. And that will become a 24-hour service in that case. But coming with that training of a person, they'll get the managerial courage, the managerial counseling, and then also lean manufacturing. That's where I provide. And so any neighborhood or any place that I do this in, I'll be implementing some of them things with the community as well.
Super. Do you have any, did you have any sign-in sheets or any documentation from these open houses and public walkthroughs that you've done?
I did not. Reason being, I was reaching out to see if I can get like some meeting minutes. I see that they have different types of meetings, and I wasn't able to necessarily get the feedback needed. So I took it upon myself and just left some notes. And then I was over at the house from 12 to 4 yesterday, and then I was there Friday. And I did talk to a few of the neighbors as they was outside and, introduce myself. So I think that was probably the only thing that I didn't get done, but I definitely was up and down the street.
Okay. All right. Mr. Bays, the background audio I'm hearing from the YouTube.
Could be from the applicant. It seems like once you muted it.
Okay. All right. Okay, let's go to questions for Ms. Roca. What do you have? Okay. All right, Ms. Wilson. Okay. Mr. Madison, Ms. Holzer.
Madam Chair, through you, I know that we had a list of individuals. Did the applicant connect with the CDC in their neighborhood? Was that mentioned before? Did they respond if you've been able to connect with the CDC?
I'm sorry, I couldn't hear that clearly. I'm sorry.
Mr. Madison's cut. We're down to one mic. So I believe Councilman was here with you, here with us the last time we heard this case. And he was, we wanted to make sure you connected with him, and unfortunately haven't been able to. But the question was, have you been able to connect with the CDC, the Community Development Corporation, for this area?
I have not, only because in order to be able to even put in any state qualifications to even get audited for that, I must get your guys' zoning and approval. The state also have made a lot of different changes, so I can't even move forward until I get the approval from you guys for the application.
Yeah.
And to get the to the CDC services.
Okay.
Xavier, can you point out where the other residential facility is within 1,000 feet?
Yes, through the chair, yes, I can. So current, let me see, let me try to get a better. Sorry, can you see the hand?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So where the hand is, it's circling the proposed parcel, the proposed property to establish this use. And then these housing icons that you see on the map here display the existing residential facilities. And so there are 2 currently existing within 1,000 feet. It's about 890 feet to the north. These 2 are currently residing. As you can see, there are some some more residential facilities throughout this area of the neighborhood. Two additional ones if you go a bit further north. Then to the west here, about 1,800 feet, you have 3 other existing facilities to the west, just outside of the 1,000-foot buffers. But as you can see, this red ring here displays the end of the 1,000-foot buffer within 890 feet too.
Mr. Durant, remind us what population you're gonna be serving?
I am preferred woman at the moment, just so I can establish some sort of communication with my neighbors and things like that, and disability and mental health. Trying to, when I do interview a client or so, I must, look at their, make sure that there's nothing, no felonies or anything of that thing, and or drug use and addiction is probably the biggest thing when it comes to the neighborhoods.
Right,
I would prefer to stay with VA disability to start.
okay,
Before taking people that are coming out of rehab. I don't plan on going that direction until I have a more community grown, like my entire street is in on, on what's going on, and also able to escalate when things are going wrong.
right, okay. Does that satisfy your question?
My last question is, actually Ms. Wilson's question. So,
Okay,
Mr. Durant, if you're not awarded these variances, can you talk through what sort of hardship you would experience?
Oh, I'm sorry. Can you repeat that? I heard a little bit.
If you're not awarded the variances, what sort of hardship will you experience?
As of right now, this house has been, sitting for, I think, 90 days. In that time, I had to, pick up a job, and probably picking up a night job to do that. I do believe that this is my purpose. I got a strong background in manufacturing. I could go back to General Motors. I can go, work for the big companies, Amazon. This is something that I always, I found myself love doing every single day. So it's going to be difficult, but hey, you just keep it moving.
all right,
Madam Chair, if I may jump in.
yes,
We do not have a letter of authorization from the owner, Trisha Zach. Could at least who we have on record as the owner, could the appellant explain again what his relationship is to the owner?
right. Mr. Durant, we don't have a letter of authorization from the owner, Trisha Zach. Can you tell us your relationship with Ms. Zach?
Yeah, that's my girlfriend. She was on the last call. I believe she was on the last call, so I kind of told her I didn't know if she needed to be here, seeing that she gave me authorization last time. I didn't realize she had to do it.
Okay,
Yeah.
yeah,
I
certainly,
think they do remember that.
yes. Yeah. I didn't know that was the relationship, but I remember her being with us. So, Mr. May, to you.
Thank you, Madam Chair. The few comments I will mention is that generally we are opposed to establishing new residential facilities within 1,000 feet of existing facilities, really to not continue to increase the oversaturation of these facilities in a neighborhood context. As you can see from this map, there are quite a few. There are exceptional amount of already operating residential facilities within this 1,000-foot buffer. I think that's all I'll really say to the case. If you declare you can, ask that this applicant meet the councilman again or hold a community meeting. I think that's all I really had to say to this case. I'll let Ariel Washington add any other comments she might have.
Excellent. Ms. Washington?
No additional comments for me. I echo the same sentiments as Mr. Bay, and I have not had any contact with the appellant. That's it.
Okay, all right.
Madam Chair, one more thing.
Yes,
For the
ma'am.
record. councilman did identify in his email that Amigos is the development corporation.
Okay,
I think they're generally pretty responsive.
yeah, okay. Okay, any other questions, board? All right, hearing none, I'll entertain a motion.
Madam Chair, based on the testimony that we have heard, considering the buffer, I think that if, this place is 2 doors down, it would not be an issue. So given how close it is to the edge of the buffer, I'm gonna move that we approve calendar number 24-14.
Okay, can I have a second, please?
Board Member Mulder, I second.
Okay, thank you, Ms. Olson. All right, Ms. Kukla, if you want to call the vote?
Ms. Roca,
Yes.
Mr. Madison,
Nay.
Ms. Holzer,
No.
Ms. Wilson,
Yes.
Ms. Big.
Yes.
Calendar number 24-141 is granted. It will be ratified on January 6th when we meet again. We will send the appellant a letter if he can contact our office on January 9th for further instruction.
Mr. Duran, I just have a final comment for you. You are in a highly concentrated area with group homes. I think the reason that we are, and your council person has not met with you, but has, did voice some opposition to this. I think we're giving you some grace today because of your presentation and the appearance of the interior space of the facility and your business plan that you submitted at our request. Mr. Bay is going to, if you would, Mr. Bay, is going to put in the chat the contact information for the Community Development Corporation, which is Famicos, correct?
Correct.
All right. What we want you to do is get in touch with Famicos and schedule a time to meet with them and have them help facilitate a meeting between you and the council person and members of your community. We didn't make that a condition, but I'm gonna ask you in good faith to go ahead and do that so that you have a better receptivity in the community going forward, okay?
Yes, ma'am. I truly appreciate it. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. All right, moving on. Sure. Okay. Okay.
All right. Our next case is calendar number 24-152. This is at 6802 Harvard Avenue. The Ujamaa Collective LLC owner proposes to establish use as a beauty salon, restaurant, and store in a D2 multifamily residential district. The owner appeals for relief from the strict application of the Cleveland Codified Ordinances as stated in the agenda and the public record, of which there are 2. This case was postponed from September 23rd at the request of the councilwoman to allow time for the appellant to meet with her in Slavic Village Development Corporation. No testimony was taken at that time. A second postponement was made at the request of the appellant on October 21st, 2024, due to personal reasons. And with that, I will hand it over to Ms. Wilson for the oath.
Thank you so much, Ms. Wilson, divided in a room in space. I'm going to swear you in. You swear or affirm that the testimony you are about to give is the whole truth and nothing but the truth. Please raise your right hand. Reply what I do. State your name, spell your name, and give your address.
I do. Anthony Brancatelli, ANTHONY, BRANCATELLI, address 6924 Ottawa, Ohio 44105.
Thank you. Is there anyone online wishing to speak on this matter?
Excuse me, through the chair, I did see the Kathleen Mozu online.
Yes, can you hear me?
Yep.
Sorry, my camera is not working right now, but I just got the microphone to work.
Okay, do you swear or affirm that the testimony you are about to give is the whole truth and nothing but the truth? Please raise
Yes.
your right hand, reply what I do, state your name, spell your name, and your address.
Kathleen Moser, KATHLEEN MOSER, 601 Lakeside Avenue,
there anyone else online wishing to speak in this matter?
Do we have an appellant?
Oh, I can see, Ms. Sanders, go ahead and swear in, please.
This is Shauna Sanders, ShaUna Sanders, and I'm the Executive Director of Slavic Village Development.
Okay, and do you swear or affirm that the testimony you are about to give is the whole truth and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
Thank you. And is there anyone else online wishing to speak in this matter?
Do we have an appellant? Do we have an appellant present for calendar number 24-152? Do we know who it is, Liz?
We have a Mr. Robertson on the application.
To the chair, I do not see Mr. Robinson online. Or anybody who I'm not selected.
And Madam Chair, if we could ask, I believe Ms. Mosher is the councilwoman's aide.
Yes.
Is there a request for postponement to her office?
Ms. Mosher, you are with, Councilwoman Marr. Have you had any correspondence or communication with the appellant? Has there been a request, or is your office requesting a postponement on this?
Excuse me, sorry, Ms. Moser, you are still muted.
Sure am. Thank you. We have had contact, but as of, I think there was a postponement from October on this.
Correct.
And between that and this hearing, we've been out there with SVD and kind of come up with a little bit of a plan as some next steps. But then since that meeting, we haven't heard back from Mr. Robertson, and there was some confusion about the owner of the property. He is not the owner of the property right now.
Okay.
And there were issues with whether or not the owner was supporting or be coming forth to support this variance. And that's a whole thing with a contract that was signed to get a loan. It was a little messy. We asked to see the contract, and we weren't shown that either. So since then, we haven't had any contact. And when we got the new date, I did reach out to ask him about it, and we never heard back. So we didn't want to ask for a postponement because at this point, he would need to do that himself if he wanted another one. And so here we are.
Yes, here we are. All right, well, the first request that it was at the request of council. Ms. Cooper, have we had any? Nothing.
No, Madam Chair, for the record, we have not had any correspondence with the owner.
All right, so it sounds like it's become a dead issue.
Right, well, I want to state for the record that we did email the applicant the date.
Okay.
And he responded back with thank you, so we did.
Okay, so we have had some correspondence.
Yeah, some.
All right.
So you can go call them if they don't show up, then we had a chance to.
If you would like us to do that, we can.
No problem. Yeah, let's reach out. Since you have everyone else here.
I could sing for a while.
It's too quiet in there. I like Christmas carols, that's my request.
Yeah.
We have no karaoke machine,
Yeah,
but if you
yeah.
want to do a cappella, go ahead.
Yeah, I usually request to be singing solo, which is so low no one can hear me.
Oh, that was good.
That was good.
Madam Chair, just because I was out on October 21st, was there testimony taken in October? It says there wasn't any in September, but I can't tell if there was anything discussed.
Do you recall?
There was no testimony that I'm aware of.
Yeah, I don't think so either, because I think we would have had this. This building is not in my, so. All right, while we're doing that, would you guys like to do old business? We can ramp that up. And did everyone have a chance to look through, we had, 24-197 that had to submit a new site plan. That was, Mr. Nelson with the Westside Catholic Center that had to clip the corner of his fence. We're satisfied with that, Mr. Bay?
Yes, Madam Chair.
Okay. And then 24-189. Which was a revised site plan. And we're satisfied with that.
My apologies. Which one are you on?
It's 24-189. They had to, it's a 2-story frame residence with the front loaded garage on Jefferson.
Madam Chair, the phone number, oh, I'm sorry.
Go ahead. That's all right.
We did try contacting him by phone. Got an automated message saying that the call did not go through. Seems like something is either happening with the
Something's
number
happening.
or
Okay.
we're not able to leave a message right now.
All right. I'm inclined to give it 30 days and see.
Well, we do send a letter stating
Yeah.
that the appeal has been dismissed. So if we want to, give him until January 6th to respond back, then I can put it on the old business to vote on a final dismissal, or should we hold it, or, I mean, you can also ask him to request the reinstatement too, which is something that
Right.
you can also do.
Ms. Mosher, what's your inclination? Do you feel like this project might go forward if he could be contacted? Or, do you feel like it's dead in the water at this point and we should dismiss and let him reapply?
I guess a kind of a fundamental question I have, this might be silly, is that it right now, from my understanding based on the last time we met, is that he is acting as the contractor and almost the renter as well. And the Ujamaa Collective, again, from my understanding, he took a loan from them in the form of signing the deed over, and they gave him money, and that's what he used to pay for the architectural plans that he eventually turned in. And a lot of this was already built. And I know that the former councilman had been dealing with some of that and some working without permits, but a lot of it is already built and a lot of it looks like really good work. And I know Building and Housing has been in and out of there. But as far as what has now happened with this contract, I don't know about the new building owner's intention to ever either give this property back to him or to sell it, or what's going on, or whether they even want the variance. But would it be the new owner that needs to apply for this?
Madam Chair, to that question, no, we take applications from contractors
Right.
all the time. But in
We've
order,
had no documentation though about him acting on behalf or anything indicating that he's.
I don't see anything.
Okay, all right. So he can actually file for the appeal himself. But we've had nothing, no correspondence on file about him acting on behalf of the building owner or the building owner indicating that he can act on behalf of him either. So neither of those two parties have sent in correspondence that Mr. Robinson is allowed to act as the agent on this case.
And that would be needed in order for this to be looked at and granted.
Right.
Yeah, and I'm not sure, that was like one of the pieces being waited on, and I'm not sure where that stands or how realistic it is that piece is going to happen.
All
But
right.
that's just based on kind kind of what I was picking up on what was going on with that contract and,
Okay,
loan, which is kind of unfortunate, but I'd say I talked with the councilwoman. I think as far as whether this should be withdrawn or given another 30 days, I think we'd defer to you guys on that. But I'm not sure it would make much of a difference at this point.
okay. All right,
So Madam Chair, if I could, jump in, at this point. The board generally dismisses cases when the applicants do not attend,
right,
but the applicant can reapply in the future. And they can also ask for reinstatement, which the board can consider at
right.
that
I think
time.
we'll do that route at this point,
Right.
since it sounds like this is in, I wanted to see if there was any hope that it might be developed. But it sounds like we're at a stopping point, so we'll go ahead and dismiss. Okay, without objection, board? Great. So,
Okay, we will send them a letter letting them know about the dismissal.
Yeah, no problem. I know the problem's still persistent. They did significant amount of construction. There's still no permits
yeah, so there's that,
and no drawing.
and no dogs. So there we go. So. They'll resubmit if they want.
Have a nice holiday.
Okay, thank you, you too, good to see you.
Madam Chair, to answer your question, I didn't see any issues with 24, 189.
Okay. Super. And then the other one, 24098, we had pictures submitted. This was the one where the black paint went over all the windows. And they've scraped the windows. Is everyone happy with that? Great. All right, so we'll go ahead with the old business. 1, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, without objection then? No objection.
No objection.
All right, any affirmations or anything else, Liz? I mean, any other? All right, super. We're adjourned.